So I finally forced myself to read Fourth Wing, and honestly, the world building is really good, top tier. I saw some reviews saying that it's plagiarized from somewhere, but anyways, it was good. The characters, on the other hand, very mid. So let's talk about them. Okay guys, I really want to use images of the characters in this video, but there's no official art for the book and I can't use fan art, so I had to draw all of them. I'm not that good at drawing, so if you want to see what these characters actually look like, then you can search up fan art of them by more qualified artists. That's it, thanks. Let's start with the main character, Violet. She's a Mary Sue. I'm sorry, it had to be said. Literally, from the beginning of the book, I knew she would bond with an overpowered dragon and then become overpowered. Very predictable, not even done in a tasteful way. The fandom likes to portray her as this badass, but it really made me realize that she doesn't really have a personality. She's just kind of YN, if you know what I mean. Another thing was, the whole plot of this book is that Violet really wants to become a scribe, but her mother is forcing her to become a dragon rider instead. The thing is, she has a bunch of chances to leave and become a scribe like she wants to, but every time she gets a chance to leave, she makes a flimsy excuse to turn it down. She's like, no, my mother will only send me back. Or, well, I already survived this far, I'll take my chances. Like, girl, what? I thought she really wanted to be a scribe. Too bad she can't because of the plot. Also, she's supposed to have a disability, which I didn't realize until I read other reviews for this book. I feel like the author could have tried a little harder with that. Violet isn't all bad though. I like her intelligence and how she's not afraid to play dirty to make up for her physical shortcomings. Too bad all of that gets destroyed when she gets magic halfway through the book. The next character in this lineup is Xaden, the love interest. While I was recording this, I literally forgot his name and had to open the book and look for it. That should tell you something about him. He's just the typical broody male love interest. The author tries for a bit to make him and Violet enemies, but it doesn't last long, nor does it work at all. One good thing though was that Violet was actually 20 and not a teenager when they fell in love. He's 23, so it's still an age gap, but at least they're not teenagers this time. To be honest, other than the typical traits associated with this archetype, trauma, scars, dark backstory, powerful, he doesn't have much of a personality, which is a diversity win. Bland love interest with no personality is male, but it's still bad writing. Also, when I was writing this review, I didn't realize for some reason that Violet also has no personality, so there's that. Some other things that annoyed me about him, he unironically calls Violet violence, and she thinks it's hot. Ick. It's mentioned once that Violet is so much smaller than him. She only comes up to like his collarbone. She's so tiny and petite compared to him. Also, ick. That's that's all there is. There's nothing else I can say. And then there's Dane, who's just a guy. You'll see. I felt so bad for Dane. He's just Violet's friend who's trying his best to protect her, but the author had to destroy his character because he posed a potential threat to the romance between Xaden and Violet. Yes, he has an arc which is detrimental to his character. No, I will not elaborate. I'm just gonna say that I thought the arc was completely unfair and that he deserved way better. And then there's all of Violet's other friends. Let's go through them one by one. Rhiannon, or however you pronounce her name. She's Violet's main best friend until like halfway through the book where she drops off the face of the earth. There's nothing much else about her. She's just good at fighting while Violet is good at studying. Typical book duo. Liam. Liam appears halfway through the book to become the obligatory male friend, and he low-key also replaces Rhiannon in Violet's life. You can draw your own conclusions about that. He really respects Xaden, obviously, and Violet saves his life with her special powers. I mean, he's super sweet, and obviously he's supposed to be the Sunshine Golden Retriever character, but I did not care about him at all. Rydok, or also however you pronounce his name. He's the class clown character who somehow becomes competent when it matters. He was pretty funny until he wasn't. To avoid spoilers, there will be special mentions at the end of this video. Now let's talk about Violet's family. Her mom is a pretty bad mom. I mean, she literally forced her own daughter to go against her dreams and instead choose a career plan with a much higher mortality rate. But honestly, it's not really her fault, it's the fault of the author and the plot. Her dad is dead, but he left her something that will be important for the plot, obviously. Her older sister Mira is also a dragon rider, and she's really good at it, obviously. Mira is a pretty good sister, but I suspect that'll change in this second book. And her brother Brennan used to be a dragon rider, but died. There will be spoilers for the book from this point on, so if you want to actually read it, then you can click off the video, because I will be spoiling it. For everyone else, let's continue. So, you know how I said Brennan was dead? Yeah, he's actually alive. Surprise! That's the plot twist at the end of the book, that Brennan is actually alive and he's helping the rebellion against the government, because of course there's a rebellion against the government that I completely didn't mention. Just ignore that. Now that I've dropped that bombshell on you, let's have our special mentions. Rest in peace to Aurelie and Jeremiah. You didn't deserve to die, and you'll always have a place in my heart. And that was the characters in Fourth Wing. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.